help me, my wife's dead.
Is she breathing at all? Nothing?
No, touch me.
Okay, is she beyond CPR?
Yes. Just touch me, trying to do with my kids. You'll see when I get...
Inside a Steuben County courtroom in February 2017, a former hockey player sits at the defense table. His name is Thomas Clayton. He's been out on bail for 16 months, playing with his kids, running his businesses, telling anyone who'll listen that he's innocent. The prosecution's case is entirely circumstantial. No DNA, no fingerprints, no murder weapon with his prints on it. 7 weeks, 75 witnesses, 0 physical evidence. Thomas Clayton believes he's about to walk free. Then the prosecution plays a video, a police interview with a 7-year-old girl, his daughter. His eyes look just like Daddy's. A pause. But it couldn't have been Daddy. Because then, who would take care of us? The jury 4-person stands. We, the jury, find the defendant, Thomas Clayton, guilty of murder in the 1st degree.
What did the robber look like?
He looked like my dad.
How about the size of him? Was he a big guy, or was he a little guy?
The size of my dad.
Thomas Clayton hired a man to beat his wife to death with a wooden handle. He paid $10,000. His 7-year-old daughter watched it happen. This is how a father's eyes betrayed him. September 29th, 2015, 12:39 a.m. Ginin Road, Caton, New York. A 911 call comes in. The caller is hysterical. There's blood everywhere. My daughter said there was a robbery. Please send someone. Deputy Dean Swan is first on scene. His body camera captures everything. She's been beat to death. I got a body cam on to show where we went. It is extremely bloody. The scene tells a story. Blood starts in the master bedroom, continues down the hallway, past a child's bedroom, down the stairs, ends in the kitchen. 35-year-old Kelly Clayton lies motionless on the floor. Her face is unrecognizable. The medical examiner will later testify her features were sunken in from repeated blows.
She got blood on the wall, blood on the steps. Looks like she was attacked in bed. There's blood all over. She's been dragged. Blood on the wall. Blood with a hole in the wall. Looks like a face plant into the wall.
Deputy Swan approaches Thomas Clayton, Kelly's husband, the man who called 911. You're not in trouble, but I need to see your hands. Swan checks him for blood. Nothing. Clothes clean, hands clean. Then Thomas says something strange, something nobody asked about. Well, you'll know where I was because my truck has GPS on it. Nobody asked about his truck. Nobody asked for an alibi. An innocent man asks about his wife. Thomas Clayton explained where he was. Upstairs, a 7-year-old girl waits to tell police what she saw.
I came home and my daughter said there was a robber in the house and she saw them.
Let me see your hands real quick, man. You ain't hurt or anything? Okay, good. Okay.
Sheriff Jim Allard knew this crime scene had a witness. 7-year-old Charlie Clayton was awake. She saw something. A forensic interviewer from the Chemung County Child Advocacy Center conducts the interview. What Charlie describes would become the most important testimony in the case. I heard Mommy screaming. Then I saw a man. He was hitting Mommy with a pipe thingy. What did the man look like? He had a mask on, like a hunting mask, the kind with the eyes cut out. Could she see anything about him? His eyes looked just like Daddy's. Sheriff Allard, watching from behind the mirror, felt a chill.
Can you tell me what he looked like?
Like, he was wearing jeans, a black long sleeve shirt, and a mask.
Okay. What did the robber look like?
He looked like my dad.
And why do you say that? How did he look like your dad?
The mask and his jeans.
He would later call it the most chilling moment of his career. Charlie continued, her voice steady, the calm of a child who doesn't fully understand what she's describing. Mommy tried to run. She ran down the hall, past my room. The man followed her. Did Mommy say anything? She said, "Run, Charlie, run." Kelly Clayton's last words. With a man beating her skull, She used her final breath to protect her daughter. Then Mommy fell down in the kitchen. She was sort of suffering. I hugged her leg. Then the man ran away. The interviewer asks one more question. Charlie, do you think the man was your daddy? Charlie pauses, thinks. It could have been my dad. He looked real. He looked like my dad. But it couldn't have been Daddy. Because then, who would take care of us?
Did the robber say anything?
He probably didn't say anything because what if it was my daddy? We could recognize his voice.
To understand how Thomas Clayton ended up orchestrating his wife's murder, you have to understand who Thomas Clayton was. Born March 17, 1978. Binghamton, New York. Hockey player. Niagara University. In 2002, he got the call. The Elmira Jackals wanted him. Thomas played forward, but his real role, enforcer. The guy who fights, who intimidates, who protects skill players by making opponents afraid. 4 seasons, 265 penalty minutes, more than 4 hours in the penalty box, for fighting, for roughing, for being exactly the kind of player fans loved. Kelly's sister Kim would later describe him. People were very much in awe of him because he was cute and he was an instigator. He would start fights. People got very caught up in that. Thomas wasn't just aggressive on ice. One night at a local bar, Thomas and another player got into a brawl. Thomas had been dancing on the bar, close to naked. Other patrons confronted him. What Thomas didn't know, he was fighting 4 Elmira police cadets, charged with public lewdness, harassment, pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. It was at a bar like this that Thomas met his future wife, Kelly Stage, exactly the kind of woman drawn to a bad boy in a hockey jersey. Kelly Stage, born and raised in Elmira, New York, youngest of 3 children, brave, bold, sassy. Her sister Kim. She could model. She was pretty. She loved to dance. That's what she wanted to do. After high school, Kelly got a teaching degree, but classrooms couldn't contain her. She moved to Las Vegas, cocktail waitress at the biggest casinos. She absolutely loved it. One time she wore a big 30-pound feather headdress. She just loved it. Christmas 2003. Kelly comes home to Elmira, goes to a bar with her sisters. Across the room, a hockey player with a reputation, Thomas Clayton. Dating within weeks. Married within a year. First child within 2. A daughter, Charlie. Then a son, Cullen. From the outside, the Claytons had everything. Beautiful home on Ginnon Road. 2 healthy children. Thomas retired from hockey, running multiple businesses including a ServPro franchise. Kelly was the devoted mother, the supportive wife, the woman who traded Vegas for quiet life in upstate New York. Behind the family photos, something was very wrong. At Thomas Clayton's trial, prosecutors called a parade of women to the stand. Not family members, not friends, mistresses. 3 women testified to sexual relationships with Thomas while he was married to Kelly. One was a State Farm insurance agent. Thomas came into her office regularly, first for insurance, then to complain about his wife. Her testimony. Thomas said Kelly was lazy, ungrateful. He wanted to leave her, but couldn't. If I divorce her, she'll take everything. February 2015, 7 months before the murder. This insurance agent participated in a threesome with Thomas and another woman. A second woman testified her affair began before Kelly's death and continued after. Then, the third woman. Prosecutors presented evidence Thomas Clayton had been involved with a 15-year-old girl. The courtroom gasped. Thomas Clayton wasn't just a cheater. He was a serial predator hiding behind the image of a family man. Every mistress testified to the same thing. Thomas complained about Kelly constantly, always the same words. If I divorce her, she'll take everything. Thomas didn't want divorce. He wanted freedom and money. There's only one way to get both. Late 2014, 1 year before Kelly's death, Thomas visits that same State Farm agent. Not for a personal visit this time. He wants to increase his wife's life insurance policy. According to her testimony, Thomas asked to increase Kelly's policy to $1 million. Sole beneficiary, Thomas Clayton. $1 million, payable entirely to Thomas upon Kelly's death. The agent processed it. Why wouldn't she? She was sleeping with him. Investigators discovered more about Thomas's finances. He was a gambler, not a good one. Significant debts. The day after Kelly's murder, Thomas's truck was packed. Bags of clothes, $22,000 cash, a passport, the actions of a man preparing to run. But Thomas didn't run, because Thomas believed he'd committed the perfect crime. He had an alibi. Poker game with friends, multiple witnesses. The problem? He didn't commit the murder himself. He hired someone. Michael Beard, 44 years old. No steady income, no car, no driver's license. September 17th, 2015. 12 days before the murder, Thomas fires him from ServPro. But firing Beard didn't end their relationship. It changed it. Beard rented an apartment from Thomas. After losing his job, he couldn't pay rent. Thomas bought him a bicycle. Phone records show constant contact in the days before the murder. September 28, 2015. Thomas goes to a friend's house for a weekly poker game. Arrives around 7:30 p.m. 10:50 p.m. Thomas does something strange. He asks to borrow a woman's cell phone. Thomas has his own phone, in his pocket. But he uses someone else's phone to make a call. The call goes to Michael Beard. 90 minutes later, Thomas arrives home to find his wife dead. Surveillance cameras at a storage facility next to ServPro capture a red pickup truck leaving at 11:30 p.m. Michael Beard was driving. He wasn't alone. Passenger seat, Mark Blanford, 49. Earlier that evening, drinking with Beard. He would later testify Beard made a chilling statement. "I'm going to have to kill a bitch." Blanford stayed in the truck. Beard went inside. He had a key Thomas gave him. Knew the house layout from doing work there. 15 minutes inside. When he came out, breathless, sweating, carrying a yellow fiberglass maul handle. Kelly Clayton's blood on his clothes. Police pick up Michael Beard. He denies everything, agrees to a polygraph. He fails. His girlfriend's story doesn't match his. She told investigators Beard left around 11:30 p.m. Didn't return for an hour and a half. That window matches the surveillance, matches the timeline of Kelly's death. Then, in an unrecorded interview, Michael Beard confesses everything. Thomas gave him a key. Thomas told him to kill Kelly, then burn down the house for insurance. Money. Beard got scared after the killing, ran without starting the fire. He led police to the murder weapon, yellow maul handle, discarded on State Route 225. K-9 unit found it 4 days later. Beard's DNA on bloody clothes. Kelly's blood on those clothes. Evidence overwhelming. Then at trial, Beard does something unexpected. He recants. Now claims Thomas only hired him to burn down the house, not kill anyone. Says when he arrived, Kelly was already dead. Claims he saw another man there, a man who looked like Thomas. The jury doesn't believe him. Guilty. First and second degree murder. Life without parole. But Beard's recantation creates a problem. Prosecutors lost their star witness against Thomas Clayton. The case against the man who ordered the murder would be entirely circumstantial. January 9th, 2017. Thomas Clayton's trial begins. 7 weeks. 75 witnesses. No physical evidence connecting Thomas to the murder. No DNA. No fingerprints. No eyewitness to money or instructions. Entirely circumstantial. District Attorney Whedon Wetmore. This case really became all circumstantial. We don't have a smoking gun. We have to build our case piece by piece. Piece by piece. The cell phone call from someone else's phone. 90 minutes before murder. Constant contact between Thomas and Beard. Insurance policy doubled to $1 million. 3 mistresses. The 15-year-old girl. Then the statement Thomas made to co-workers after Kelly's death. Former ServPro employee Marissa Clarkson takes the stand. Thomas came into the office after Kelly was killed, asking what questions police had been asking. Then, unprompted, If I wanted to kill Kelly, why would I hire Mike? Nobody had accused Thomas of hiring anyone. Not publicly. Not to employees. Thomas Clayton told on himself. 7 weeks of testimony. 6 hours of deliberation. We, the jury, find the defendant, Thomas Clayton, guilty of murder in the first degree. Kelly's family embraces. Tears streaming. Thomas's family weeps. His mother cries out. Thomas sits motionless, staring straight ahead. The confidence finally gone. April 24th, 2017. Sentencing. Thomas Clayton finally speaks. Not to apologize. I had absolutely nothing to do with the murder of Kelly. 100%. Nothing. All of this propaganda that has been spewed over the past 2 years will come to an end. Then Thomas says something that makes Kelly's family walk out. He claims Kelly communicated with him through a psychic. That she's disgraced and embarrassed. Her family turned against him. Using his dead wife, the woman he paid to have murdered, to attack her grieving family. Judge Peter Bradstreet, life without parole. But the most powerful words don't come from the judge. Kelly's sister Kim stands, holds a piece of paper, a letter written by Charlie, now 8 years old, living with her aunt, trying to process what her father did. Kim reads aloud. I feel like Dad is a coward because he asked Michael Beard to kill my mom. A coward. Thomas hired someone else to do his killing, created an alibi, used borrowed phones, kept his hands clean, let another man do the violence while he played poker. His daughter saw through all of it. March 2017. The Elmira Jackals host Domestic Violence Awareness Night in memory of Kelly Clayton. All proceeds to Charlie and Cullen. The children drop the ceremonial first puck. The crowd stands. The community that once cheered for Thomas Clayton now wears purple ribbons for his victim. Kim Bourgeois. Those kids, that's what gets me up every day. I have got to keep going. Charlie and Cullen live with Kim now. They don't speak to their father. According to reports, they're thriving. Thomas Clayton, Sing Sing Correctional Facility, Ossining, New York. Every appeal denied. Michael Beard, life without parole. Gives jailhouse interviews claiming innocence. Nobody believes him. Mark Blandford, pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter. 3 to 6 years. Kelly Clayton was 35 years old. She traded Vegas dreams for a man she thought she loved. 2 children she adored. Her last night, attacked in her own bedroom. She ran. She fought. With her dying breath, 3 words to her daughter. Run, Charlie, run. Kelly couldn't save herself, but she saved Charlie, and Charlie told the truth. Kim's message to Thomas Clayton. You took her life, not her light, and her light will shine forever. Through Charlie, through Cullen, through me, forever, and we'll be okay. Thomas Clayton is serving life without parole at Sing Sing Correctional Facility. He continues to maintain his innocence. Charlie and Cullen Clayton are being raised by their aunt Kim Bourgeois. In memory of Kelly Clayton. 1980-2015. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime content.